In the parsha of this week is we have many mitzvot, many commandments that are all included in the name of the parsha Kedoshim, which means be holy, being holy. Kedoshim tihiyu ki kadosh ani. Be holy, Hashem says, because I am holy. Very powerful message. For whatever reason, Hashem has chosen which mitzvot should be included in this parsha of Kedoshim and which should be included in other parashiyot, in other portions of the Torah. One of the mitzvahs that are in the parsha of this week, part of being holy, is ve'ahavta l'reacha kamecha. Love your friend, your fellow, as yourself. Not because it makes sense, not because it's human, not because it's menschlich, but ani Hashem, because I am Hashem. And perhaps included in this parsha is, in this mitzvah, I should say, is another detail, which is a few psukim in a few verses prior to this pasuk. Two psukim, two verses prior to this one is another mitzvah that says the following: Loi samed al dam reyecho ani Hashem. Do not stand by when you see the blood of your fellow being spilled. Ani Hashem, I am Hashem. Rashi, famous commentator on the Torah, explains the following and says, what does that mean? Lo ta'amod al dam re'echa. Don't stand by the blood of your fellow. And says the following: don't stand by to see, to watch, lir'od b'mitato, to watch his death, ve'ata yachol la'atzilo, and you could save him. In other words, simply put, if your life is in danger, then chayecha kodmin, your life comes first. However, if you could save him or her, then lo ta'amod al dam re'echa, to see how that person dies, but you must save that person. The Rebbe, in 1986, discussed this verse and this Rashi commentary, understanding it in a simple way as well as on a deeper level and on a spiritual level, and explained the following, and said that what Rashi is telling us here is that if Hashem made it that you should see your fellow dying, then it means that you could save, that you could get involved and do something about it. Since Hashem runs the world, and by Hashgacha Pratit and by divine providence, Hashem has shown you the danger the other person is in, you could save that person. That's a sign that you need to get involved, and you should get involved and don't stand by, but do whatever is in your power and a little beyond, a little above your comfort zone, and save that individual. The Rebbe says this is not true only in physical life, which obviously pikuach nefesh, saving lives, is above everything in the Torah. And that means simply that when we hear and we see and we watch horror and death, and terrorism, hatred, murdering, it means we could do something about it, not because we sit in Calgary. It means that it's not in our hands. What can I do in the other side of the world? No, you could do something about it. And one act of goodness and kindness could and will change the world. And a prayer and a good word and a mitzvah is the least we can do to change the negativity and the hatred that is going on in the world. At the same time, it extends to spiritual death. When you see an individual falling from the path of Judaism, from the path of godliness, when you see an individual's spiritual life in danger, it means you could do something about it. And no one is exempt from reaching out in a positive way to another individual to save their spiritual life, bring them a challah for Shabbos, invite them to a Shabbos table, bring a mezuzah to their home, offer them to put on film, to light Shabbos candles, remind them of saying a bracha, on and on and on. No one is exempt. If you see another individual in a challenge, you get involved and help that individual. Do everything in your power to save that situation and that individual. And that's part of Kedoshim Tiyu, of being a holy nation, not only a human nation, not only a nation who does a mitzvah because it's the human thing to do, but part of Kedoshim is honoring the father and the mother, loving a fellow human being, not taking revenge, and on, all the mitzvahs in the Parsha of this week, and more. Good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom. May we, as holy people, become holier and holier and apply the holiness that is within us in action and bring it out to the open. Thank you.